Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button and please push that like button. It helps get the algorithms out there so other crocheters can find this channel. So today, this is a great project. I love making these. They are so much fun. You can make them in a day. You can make a few of them in the weekend. You can make a couple of these in a day or more. Very easy. I'm going to go slow so you can follow along and it'll be fine. Beginners to advanced and everyone in between. This is a vintage hot pad / pot holder. If you make it as a pot holder, you can line this and then close the bottom if you wanted to use it as a pot holder. You could even do that for also for a hot pad. You could line it and then close the bottom up. It has a little hook that you can hook this up. You can display them if you don't want to use them. They're really pretty for displays. This is 100% cotton yarn. If you're going to use them, I suggest you use the cotton yarn. If you're not and it's only going to be a display, you can use acrylic yarn for this. I used an H hook. And I used for this one, and I'm making another one, I wanted to use, this is a stripe yarn. So this is called Autumn Stripe, and it is by Premier Yarn. And I love this cotton yarn. It's really soft. It's really nice. I like it. And this is Aqua Stripe, because what I wanted to do is you can keep changing colors on this. But if you want to get a stripe yarn, you can just let it do its own thing and it'll change colors as you go. And I really liked the idea of that. So let's get started, why don't we? I'm using for this one, I am using Sugar and Cream. And the name of this is, the color is Sonoma. So I just wanted to show you what I am using for this particular one. So now let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a slip knot. And I'm going to get my beginning of this. And we're going to get started. We're going to do a slip knot. And I suggest, and then we're going to chain 10. But I suggest you chain loosely. I crochet very tightly, but chain loosely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you chain 10, you're going to go to that first chain that you made and you're going to do a slip stitch to join it. Once you do that, and here is your end, you can weave this in as you go. We're going to make 28 single crochets in this ring. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I want to say that you can scooch these over so that everything will fit in there, or you, as you go along, you can make sure. So that's 10. So now we're going to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then you have to do 8 more, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Now we worked in the end, and you're going to see that you just see a little bit of it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, because I worked it in and it weaved it right into that circle, I'm just going to cut off this little end of it, and we'll get rid of that. So now we have 28. What we're going to do is we're going to go into this first single crochet right here that we made, and we're going to do a slip stitch because we're going to join it. And once we do that slip stitch, we're going to chain 1. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. We're going to go back into this where we made this chain 1, and you're going to see that these are your stitches. So you have and I'm going to just pull this so that you can see your front stitch right here and your back stitch. We're going to work in just this front stitch only. So what's going to happen is we're going to go right back where we made that chain 1, which counts as nothing, and we're going to make 1 double crochet in that front stitch only. So right in there we're going to make a double crochet. And that's our first double crochet. And again, that chain 1 counts as nothing. We're going to make a second double crochet right in there, just in that front stitch only. So 1, 2, and we're going to make 14 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 'This would never happen if I wasn't on camera, by the way. So we're going to just get that little knot before it becomes a real issue and get that out of there. So now again, we have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to keep going into these front of the single crochets that we made. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right here. So if you see it, I'm going just in the front of those single crochets. We're not going through the whole one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and see it right here? I want you to be able to see it. 13. And if you pull this, you can see where that you went in there. You're going to go into this next one. And here's the last one that we're going to make in that front of that single crochet only right here. I'm going to pull out again so you can see it, just in the front of the stitch. And then we're going to count and make sure we have 14 double crochets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this around. We do not have to chain one. We just turn this around. Now we're going to work. We worked in the front. Now we're going to work in the back of that single crochet. So we're going to work in the back. We're going to find the back end, and here it is right here. And we're going to make a double crochet. Now this may be awkward in the beginning, but as you go along, you'll find that it'll get easier. So don't get intimidated by it. I want to show you something. See how that, see they're peeking out? They're already peeking out at you right there. Those are the ones you're going to go. You're going to notice the other ones aren't. Those are sticking out. Those are the ones you're going to go in and make your double crochet in those stitches right here. I want to be able to pull that out so you could see it. And you'll make your double crochets. And we're going to that out. You're going to see where it pulls it out. See it? I'm taking my time so we can get this and work this. You can write it down. You can follow along, whatever you want to do, but we're going to go slow. So we're going to go right around, and here's the back end. We worked the front end of that stitch or that single crochet, and we're going to go right around, and we're going to make 14 more double crochets. And it is sticking right out and looking at you. And we're just going to keep going along, making those double crochets. And in between, you can count. So we have 1, and we can split these apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we're going to do 14. And like I said, it's going to be awkward for this row especially, but once we get past this, it will be fine. So now I want to show you something. I'm going to pull this up. You have, it's like a little teeth. You have this row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you have this row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Once you make your 14 on this side, you're going to go and you're going to find your first double crochet. You're not going to go in the chain 1 space. You're going to go right in that double crochet and you're going to do a slip stitch to join these two together. And that's what it looks like. So this is what we did here. We did this part. And I'll pull this other one, because I didn't want to finish this other one because I wanted you to see this. We did this part. And we did this part. Okay. So now we're going to chain 1. It counts as nothing. You're going to turn this work around. And in that first double crochet, that very first one, where you did your chain 1, you're going to go in there in that first double crochet and you're going to make a V-stitch. So you're going to go in there, and in the beginning it is going to be a little difficult for you to get in there, so you can use your hook to get in there, and you're going to make a double crochet. And this is going to be a V-stitch. So you're going to make a double crochet, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to go right in there and make another double crochet. And like I said, the first one will be hard because it's in an odd spot. Do not go through to the other side of those, double crochets from the other side. You want to stay on this side only. So that first one will be kind of difficult. Then after you make that first double crochet, you're going to skip this double crochet. In the next one, you're going to make a V-stitch. So you're going to make a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. And sometimes the cotton yarn, sometimes it splits. Don't worry about it. Now you're going to skip this next one, and in this one, you're going to make another V-stitch. And you're going to chain 1 and another double crochet, which forms your V-stitch. I'm going to show you what you have. And see, you're going to notice that you did that first one. It was a little difficult because of where it is, but then once you keep going, it's going to be easier. So now skip, next one, a V-stitch. Chain 1 and another double crochet. Skip 1, next stitch, another double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. Skip 1, the next one, a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. Skip 1, the next one, is another V-stitch. Now we're going to go all the way around. So here you're going to skip, you're going to go into this next one, and you're going to make a V-stitch. And it's going to kind of be on that turn. Chain 1, because you made a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet, all in that same stitch, because you're making a V-stitch. Now we're going to go around, skip, and another V-stitch after the skipped stitch. Chain 1, go back in, make your V-stitch. And we're going to do this right around. So you skip one, and we're going to just keep doing this right around. Skip, next one, skip, next one, skip, next one. I go slow, you can write it down, you can follow along with me, but I want you to be able to get this, beginner to advanced, everybody in between, and anybody that hasn't picked up a crochet hook. Skip one right here, and the next one, a double crochet, a chain one, and a double crochet for your V-stitch. So now I want you to just do something here. After we do that, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 14 V-stitches. So now that you have 14 V-stitches, we're going to go into that first double crochet and we're going to do a slip stitch, not in the chain one, in the first double crochet. And we're going to do right here, let me show it to you, right here. I tried to make a little, but right in there you're going to make a slip stitch. And we're going to, and I want you to see what we have now. Now we have row 1 right here, row 2, and row 3. And you ended with 14 V-stitches. Once we do that and we slip stitch, we're going to chain 1. Never counts as anything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work in the middle of the V-stitch. And I'm going to pull this up. We're working in the middle of the V-stitch that we made because this is row 1, row 2, this is the row we made, row 3, and now we're going to go to row 4. So we chained 1, and then we're going to slip stitch right into the middle of this V-stitch. We're going to make, we can chain 1 there and make right in the middle, we're going to make a double crochet, another double crochet, a chain 1, and another 2 double crochets right in that same spot. 1 and 2. So let's suffice to say that this is a double V-stitch because you have 2 double crochets and the chain 1 in the middle. Now we're skipping right over to the next V-stitch, and we're going to do that again. And we're going to go right around and do that in every V-stitch that you made from the row before. And you can see what your V-stitches are. There they are. There's the middle of between the 2 V-stitches. You can tell your V-stitches. So you're going to go right along and you're just going to keep making 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets within the V-stitch from below. The V-stitch from below was a regular V-stitch. These are double V-stitches because they have 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets within your regular V-stitch. I go slow. You can write it down. You can follow along with me. I like it so that it's visual and everyone can learn these patterns. I want this tutorial I want you to walk away from this tutorial and all my tutorials and say, yep, I got it, Maria. I got what you were saying. I'm following you. So another V-stitch. So we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to go all the way around. Now I want to mention that when you're working this, you have to think about this, it's true. You're working from the top down. So you're working from the top of this and you're working methodically down. That's what we're doing here. We're working, and I wanted to show you this one, working from the top down. Only you're putting it upside down when you're working it. If you miss a double crochet, don't worry about it. You just pull it out and go back and do it. No worries. No worries. You don't have to worry. If you split your yarn, no worries. You just undo it and do it over. Nobody's keeping track. Nobody's saying, oh my gosh, so I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. I make them. I made one of these and skipped a double crochet. And when I got to it, it was like, oops, I skipped a double crochet. I have to go back. I have to make my double V-stitch. I did it wrong. I had 3 double crochets. We all do it. I don't care if you're a beginner. I don't care if you're an advanced. I don't care. We all make mistakes. Anybody that tells you they don't make mistakes because they've been doing this forever is, it's not true. It's not true. We all make mistakes. One of the things that I will be doing going forward is I'm going to be showing you how to read patterns. That will be coming up. I am going to show you how to increase and decrease on a pattern. These are things that are going to be coming up in my videos, my tutorials. So if you want to learn how to make a sweater and it tells you how to I'm going to show you how to decrease and increase. And what you're doing right now in this pattern is increasing as you go forward. So you just don't realize you're doing it, but I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about increasing and decreasing and how to do it. We're also going to go over blocking. There's going to be a lot of great tutorials coming up, some great holiday tutorials coming up that we're going to be doing for all the holidays coming. If there's something special that you would like to learn to do, just send me, just make a note of it in the comments section, and if we can get to it, we will definitely do it. And as I said, we're going all the way around. We did a double V-stitch. So we did 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. And right here is our last V-stitch of this row. We're going to chain 1 like we did, and we're going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. And now to join, we're not going to join at that chain 1. We're going to join at that first double crochet. I kind of pull it apart so you can see right there. We're going to join at that first double crochet. So we're going to do a slip stitch right in there. And there it is. And I'll show you how it looks. There it is. Put them side by side so you can see them. But that's how they look. Once we slip stitched that row together, we're going to turn our work around and we're going to slip stitch right to the middle of this V-stitch. Once we do that, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make another double V-stitch. Now, if you want to change colors and make different colors of this, you can. You don't have to use the same color yarn, or you don't have to do what I did here, but you can change colors. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this next V-stitch and make a V-stitch. And these are the double V-stitches that we're going to make. Go into the next one, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to make our V-stitches in those V-stitches from below. And they are the double V-stitches and not the single one. And we're going to do this all the way around until we get to the other side. And we'll just repeat this all the way around. Now, once we're done with this row, we're going to do the armhole. And I'll show you what that is. So again, now if you had yarn that sometimes you get the yarn looks fine, and then you keep going, you're working on a project and the yarn has a break in it. Don't worry about it. You can always cut it in the spot where it's not going to be noticeable and move on, because that does happen. It happened to me on this one. So if that does happen to you, just move on, and you can add it. Don't have to worry. You can add it to a spot that is not going to be so noticeable. So that you can move on with your project and you don't have to, oh no, I can't finish it now because this, nope, you can keep going, because it happened to me with this one. The other one I had no problem with. This one had a break in the yarn, and you're not going to let that end your project and have to start over. You just find a spot where it's going to not interfere with your project. Now, if you notice, I'm going to the other side of this. and I'm making my way around. Yeah, I did have a split in the yarn, so you're going to notice some. You know, you'll notice that it's got an end to it. It's like, and that's why. It wasn't even knotted. It was just, it was just there. It just stopped. Luckily, I was in a good spot, and I was able to do my little magic without interrupting the flow of this. And we're going right around. Don't forget your chain 1 in the middle of your double V-stitches. Now this is the last V-stitch for this row that I'm going to be making. And you can tell because the down on below, that's a V-stitch, and you know that you're coming to the end of this row. Now, like all the other rows, every row that you do, you will always end by slip stitching in the double crochet that you have right here, not the chain 1, but the double crochet. So you're going to go in that first double crochet, and you can kind of pull them apart and you can see it. And you're going to go just in there, and you're going to do a slip stitch. And that's it right there. I'm going to show you what we have here. So we have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. Now what we're going to do is this is where we're going to cut off. If my yarn had done the right thing, it would have cut off here. That would have been great, but no, that's okay. So we're going to just do this, and we're going to weave in all our ends at the end. Like I did with this, you'll weave in all your ends at the end. And this is what it looks like. Now this is where we make our sleeve. Now once you get that far, we're going to start and we're going to make the armholes. And this is going to be fairly easy. So you're going to look at your work, and you're going to, and I mark this off, one of these off with the stitch marker. If you want to use a paper clip, you can. So you're going to have 2 of these double crochet V-stitches, and you want to end up with 2 double crochet V-stitches on this side as well. And when you want to make sure that everything lines up, and you're going to have 3 double crochet V-stitches in the middle of the 2 armholes. So once you do that, you're going to take the yarn and you're going to attach it to your work. But you want to attach it because you want to grab this and this. You want to grab both of those, the front and the back. Once you do that, you're going to chain 1. And you're going to make a double crochet right here. And you're going to do it for both of them. So you're going to go on both sides. And this is the only time you would do this, is when you do your armholes. And there's your first armhole. Isn't that neat? So now what you're going to do here is you're going to pull this apart, because you don't want to continue to do that. Otherwise your work it'll be closed, because you want to keep it open. So you're going to go in here and you're going to make your V-stitch. 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and a double crochet. And then what you're going to do is between those 2 V-stitches, you're going to do a double crochet. So you can hear my little stitch marker hitting the. So here you're going to do your double crochet V-stitch again. Chain 1 and do your next one, which is your other 2 double crochets. Right here you're going to do a double crochet. Right here your V-stitch. Chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets in that same spot. Now what we're going to do is you're going to the marker. So right in there, and I'm going to just take this out, we're going to make a double crochet, and once again we're going to do the same thing. We're grabbing this and this, and we're going to grab them both together and make a double crochet, because you want to make your other sleeve. Isn't that cute? So once you do that, you're going to turn this around, and your double crochet is on both sides because it closed up made your sleeve. So now you're going to go into this next V-stitch, and you're going to repeat what you did on the other side. Chain 1, and again. Double crochet between the 2 sets of V-stitches. V-stitch right here. Two double crochets, a chain 1, and a lovely double crochet, and a second one. Right here, a double crochet. Right here, your V-stitch once again. Your fancy V-stitch because it has 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and two more double crochets. So we'll call it your fancy one. And here it is again. So right here where your double crochet is, from that, you're going to do a slip stitch into that first double crochet. There you go. So now that you did that, and this is what it looks like, and here's your little sleeves, your fancy little sleeves for your little dress here. So what we did was we shared this up so we'd have our little sleeves. So now once you do that, right here, so we did our slip stitch there, in that double crochet, not the chain one, we are going to double crochet at this first double crochet. So we're going to chain one and we're going to just double crochet right here. So let me just show you again. We're going to go right into this double crochet, and it's in an odd spot because it's right here, but that's where we started our sleeve. So we're going to do a double crochet there. After we do a double crochet, we're going to do another one there, another double crochet right there. So now you have two where there was one on the bottom. So now we're going to move on to our V-stitch, and that's what we're going to make. Now these rounds are going to be a little shorter because we brought this in a little, but we are going to be doing adding on, because we're going to let this swing out a little bit. So I want to mention that. So now we're going to move on. So where this double crochet is, we're going to put 2 double crochets like we did with the other space that we had 1 double crochet. So we're going to put 2. 1 and 2. Then we're going to move on and we're going to put a V-stitch where this V-stitch is. We'll put our fancy V-stitch in. And I'm saying it's fancy because we've got 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. We might as well have fun with this. Right at this double crochet, we're going to put 2. And you're going to notice that you're going to be adding on to this as you move up, or should I say as you move down, because that's what we're doing. So here we go again. We're just going to go around and repeat the process. We're going to go around and repeat this process. And here's our chain 1, or should I say a double crochet right here. Okay, I'm going to pull that out because I wanted to pull it out. We don't want to forget that because it kind of gets hidden in there. And right in there, we're going to do 2 double crochets because that can be lost in the sauce. But like on the other side, this is what we're doing in this kind of corner. And we're going to go right around because we're going to the other side now. And we are repeating this process. Again, 2 double crochets. And I just want to mention we're on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on row 7. And I just want to pull that out because there's just too much give on that. So and once again, 2 double crochets in this double crochet from below. We made our pretty sleeves. So then, right here, we're going to make our V-stitch. And right here, where we put our 2 double crochets, we don't want to touch that chain 1. We want to go right into that first double crochet. And we want to make our slip stitch. And then we're going to chain 1. Once we chain 1, in this first double crochet, we're going to add right here, in this first double crochet where that chain 1 is, we're going to put, and it's might be a little hard, well, I crochet very tightly, so you're going to put 1 double crochet and a second double crochet. In this next double crochet, we're going to put 1 double crochet. So we're doing an increase. And now we're moving on to our V-stitches. The V-stitches will always be the same in this row. And always be the same, the V-stitches. And I want to just pull this out, double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. They'll always be the same going forward even. So I just want to mention that. So once you do that, here's your 2 double crochets. You're going to go right in the 2 double crochets after your V-stitch, and you're going to put 2 double crochets in that first double crochet, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet in the next. So that will be the same for this round. You will do your normal V-stitches, and then when you get to your double crochets, you will do 2 double crochets in the first one and 1 double crochet in the next one. So we're going to do this right around for this round. I go slow. This tutorial is long because I go from beginning to end with this. I don't leave you hanging. I like for you to see the process. It just makes it easier, I believe, when you go forward and you make others, and you will make these because they are just so darn cute, that you will say, okay, I got what you told me. I think I remember this. I wrote it down. I'm going to go right along like Maria said. And your 2 double crochets, so you're going to put 2 double crochets here and 1 in this one because we're increasing. And like I said, I will be doing tutorials on increasing, decreasing, if you want to make a sweater, if you want to make whatever you want to make, and you want to learn how to do that. We are going to do that. So now here, same thing. 2 double crochets in the first double crochet, and then 1 in the next one. 1 in this next one. And I just wanted to let you know that I did order some more of my Premier cotton yarn, and I actually ordered it through Premier, and I want to tell you that it was much cheaper through Premier than anywhere else. So if you're going to get some of this cotton yarn and you want to get Premier, check out their website. Just a little bit of, I believe they were $1.99 each. And it's quite a price change from both Amazon and other places that I've seen it. So I just wanted to let you know that. I found that interesting. Because this is a Premier yarn. And honestly, I will say this, the sugar and cream, I find that I like the Premier yarn better, the cotton yarn. So that's my preference. That's up to you. I mean, but that I just liked it better. So again, we have 2 double crochets from below. So we're going to put 2 double crochets in that first one, and then we're going to put 1 in the second one. But I did find I don't know, it didn't say it was on sale, but it was quite a difference in price. So I just thought I'd let you know that. One of the reasons that I like the Premier, I found that the sugar and cream seems to split more when I'm crocheting, but the Premier cotton does not. I didn't find that to be an issue. That's just me, but that's what I found. So right here, these are your 2 double crochets, and you double crochet here. So you're not going to go in that chain 1, you're going to go right in that first double crochet, and you're going to do a slip stitch because you're going to join. So again, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8. So once you do that and you slip stitched, you're going to chain 1. And in this double crochet stitch where you chained 1 in the double crochet, you're going to make a double crochet. In the next double crochet, you're going to make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. In this next double crochet, you're going to make 1 double crochet. So you made 4 here. 2 in the 1, 1 in the one from below, and 1 in the next one. So now we do our V stitches. Fancy V stitches. So we're going to do those the same in every one. Now we're back to this where we had our 3 double crochets. So in the first one, we're going to do 1 double crochet. In the second one, we're going to do 2 double crochets. And in this next one, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And we're going to do this all the way around where you have the 3 double crochets from below. In the V-stitches, you follow the V-stitches. You do the same thing for your V-stitches. The only thing that changes is when you get to these 3 double crochets, from below. That's the only thing that's going to change for this row because we're doing an increase. So we're at the 3, we're going to do 1 in the first one, 2 double crochets in the next one, and 1 double crochet in the next one. Now we do our V-stitch. Three. So we're going to do 1 here. 2 here. And 1 here. And our V-stitch. Here we got our 3, so we're going to do 1 in the first one, double crochet, 2 in the second one, and 1 in the last one, I should say. There you go. And we're back to our V-stitch. So we're doing increases as we go along. Don't forget to chain 1 in between the 2 double crochets in your V-stitch. It just makes it easier when you go to your next row to add what you need to add in there. Again, your 3 double crochets in the first one, 1 double crochet in the second one, 2 double crochets, and in the last one, 1 double crochet. Notice when I crochet a little looser how much easier it is for me to get in those stitches. It's just the way I crochet. I'm not sure why, but we're at our V-stitch. So here's our 3 and our 1. 1, 2, 1, 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to slip stitch in the first double crochet, not the chain 1 that we made. And here it is. Let's look at it again. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, and row 9. That was the end of row 9 that we just finished. As always, we slip stitch At that point, we slip stitch, yes we do, and we chain 1. So once we do that, in that first double crochet right there, we're going to go right in that first double crochet. Let me pull these apart. You're going to make, not in the chain 1 from below, you're going to make, I'm trying to separate it so you can see it, you're going to make a double crochet in that very first stitch. So we're going to go in there and we're going to just see the 1, the 2, the 3, and this is the 4th. We're going to make a double crochet, and I want to open it up so you can kind of see it right there. We're going to make a double crochet right in there. After we make our first double crochet, in the next one we're going to make a double crochet. So 2 double crochets side by side. In this next one, which is the 3rd one over, we're going to make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And in the next and last double crochet set from below, we're going to make 1 double crochet. I want to mention that when you do the spot that you're doing where the slip knot is, the slip stitch and the chain 1, it's always hard to get into that first because it's just because of where it is. So don't get too nervous if it's, oh, you're having difficulty. You see the difficulty I'm having. It's just the way it is because of where it is. Because if you look at it, it follows the line of the opening of the sleeve. So it's an odd spot. So now we're going to do our V-stitch. Nothing changes with the V-stitch. Nothing. Stays the same. Now again, here's our 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. In this first one, see how much easier it was to go in there because it's not at that weird spot. Then in the next one, 1 double crochet. In the next one, 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And in the next one and the last one from that set of 4 from below, 1 double crochet. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before you had 4, now you have 5. You're going to be adding 1 every row. So we're going to do this all the way around. It's going to be the same all the way around for this row. And again, we have our 4 double crochets from below, so we're going to do the same thing. And believe it or not, we're almost coming to the end. And I want you to see, this is the one where we do 2 double crochets. I'm going to get right out of that because I don't like the way that pulled. And in this last one, we're going to just do 1. So again, you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 in the 1 stitch. 1, 1, 2, 1. Just think of that for this row. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. And then your V-stitch. And now you're at the 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. One, 1, 2, 1. I think that's how I said it before. And now we're doing 1, 1, 2, 1. I hope that's how I said it. 1, 1, 2, 1. And we will do this to the very end of this row. And just to mention that there is enough yarn, whether it's Premier or the cookies and cream, to finish off one of these. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Either yarn will finish off, whatever your preference is on the yarn, it will finish off one of these projects. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how much you should buy if you're going to make a few of them. So now again, we're going to go into this first, we're at the end, so we're not going to go into the chain one, we're going to go into that first double crochet and we're going to do a slip stitch. And we finished, I'm going to just, that row. And this is what it looks like so far. So we did row 1. Just going to pull this. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, row 9, row 10. Once you do that and you did a slip stitch, you chain 1. And in that very first, you're going to make a double crochet in that very first double crochet from below. You're going to make 1 double crochet. Now, At the next double crochet, you're going to make another double crochet. At this double crochet, because you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, you're going to make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. In this next double crochet, you're going to make 1 double crochet. And in this last double crochet, you're going to make 1 double crochet. And then you're going to go around here and you're going to make your V-stitch. So this row is going to be different. You do your V-stitch, but you're going to do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. And the reason why I'm saying that now is so that we can move along. So here's your first double crochet on this next one. You're going to do 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So that will be 2 double crochets in each stitch, 2 double crochets in one stitch, and then 1, 1 at the end. And then we do our V-stitch. And we will do this all the way around. This is where we make our 2. And then our 1 and 1. And then we move on to our V-stitch. So the only thing that will change in this row is where the double crochets are, the singular ones from the row below. That will change, but your V-stitches will not change. They will stay the same. And here's your double crochets that are not your V-stitches. They're going to be 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Meaning two double crochets in each stitch. One double crochet and then 2 stitches, and 2 double crochet in one stitch, and then do a 1 double crochet in each of the stitches. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. And I hope I'm not confusing you. I'm trying to make it easier to just kind of go with the flow. And you can write out, you can write out the instructions for yourself so that you can just follow along as you go. And it's very easy to count your rows, so you don't have to worry and say, oh, I lost count of my row. You won't have to worry about that, because you just count from this, that's row 1, and then go all the way down, and you'll be able to figure out which row. If you drop this and go to bed and pick it up in the morning, all you have to do is count. You won't have to say, oh, what row am I on? You don't have to worry about that. It's very easy to just pick up where you left off the next day. So I just want to mention that as well. I started this tutorial yesterday, but I had to drop it and say, okay, I have to pick it up the next day because of my surgery on one of my arms. It got really tired for some reason yesterday, and I just had to say, okay, I can't move on right now because it really was hurting me. I don't know why. I used my heating pad and that was it. It was good. So today, not a problem. So I don't know what that was about. And thank you for your continued prayers and everything in regards to my breast surgery. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your thoughts, prayers, and all your great wishes. I really cannot say how much I appreciate it, more than you'll ever know. So here we are at the end, and in that double crochet, not the chain 1 space, we're going to do a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1. Believe it or not, and I'm going to count these for you so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Believe it or not, this is going to be the last row of rounds, and then we're just going to do a cleanup row, and I'm going to show you what that's about. So once we do that slip stitch to bring it together and do the chain 1, we're going to go into this first stitch and we're going to do a double crochet. So that's what we're going to do right there. Then in the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. So I'm going to just in the next one, we're going to do a double crochet. In the next stitch, so we're going to do a double crochet, a double crochet, and a double crochet. In this next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets. I like to do this slow because once you get this part of it, then you'll be fine for the row. Now in this next stitch and this next stitch, 1 double crochet in each of those double crochets. 1 here and 1 here. Now I'm going to just say 1 double crochet in each one of the next 3 stitches. 1, 1, 1. 2 in the next one, 1, 1 in the last 2. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So if you want to write that down, you can. And then we do our normal V stitches. Normal V stitch. Now again, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. One, 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 two, one, one. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. V-stitch. Now, if you want, as you go into these rows and you learn them, you can push on to the next row without seeing the whole thing. I do the whole thing because I don't want to leave you stranded. So I'd rather go through the whole method with you, and then if you want to see the whole video at once, you can. If you want to see it in spurts, you can. If you want to just go per row, you can. I just like to know that, especially anyone that's new to this and that's learning this for the first time or hasn't been doing this in a while, I just want to make it easier for you to follow along. You can make your notes as I do this and then, go through it all, make your notes, and then keep going. But I don't like to say, okay, this is what we're doing. This is the first few stitches for this row. See you at the end. I don't feel comfortable doing that. That is not what my tutorials are about. I like to bring you through the steps. If you choose to go forward in the video tutorial, no problem. That's fine. But I like to bring you through the steps, and you choose where you want to go forward with the tutorial. You make that choice yourself. I don't want to make it for you because I don't want to leave you confused, especially when there's something more. It's not like cut and dry. I like to bring it to you in its entirety for the most part, and then you decide where you want to go from there. It's your choice because it's a tutorial. That's what I'm here to do, is to show you how to do these steps without cutting them short so that you're left with questions. I don't like doing that. I just don't. I know what it's like to have that done with various things, and I just find this to be more I would rather do it this way and say, okay, you pick and choose where you want to end it, where you want to begin it, what you think is best for you to go over. And because I just think it's easier. I want to make these comfortable tutorials for everyone. And when you walk away from it, I want you to be comfortable with it. Feel like you've learned something from them. You've picked up something great from them, and you've moved on. You can show someone else. You can sit down and do it yourself and say, yep, thanks, Maria. I got it. I got what you were telling me. And thank you for watching the tutorials. I thank you greatly. But it's not up to me to say, okay, I'm going to cut you short now on this, and you figure it out. No, I want you to be able to say, okay, I get where she's going for this row. I'm just going to move on to the next one. Because I think that's fine. Because we all pick things up differently. And because of that, I want to make it as clear as possible for you so that you can actually drop it off at the part that you want. So that's my thing there. So I just wanted to say that. I don't like to, as my husband says, I don't like to do things half-assed. Well, I don't like to do things half-assed. Maybe I'm one of those A personalities, and it's just, but you decide. Because I'm making the tutorial for you. So now at this very end, what you're going to do again is you're going to go to the top of the very first double crochet in this row, and you're going to just do a slip stitch. Okay, so now let's get started on finishing this off. So what we're going to do is where we finished off, unless you were changing colors, we're going to just do, once we do our slip stitch, we're going to do a chain 1, and now we're going to go right back into this spot, and we're going to do a single crochet. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet right across. So in every spot we're going to do a single crochet until we get to our V-stitches. So a single crochet, and you don't have to, you just go right in here, right in here. You don't have to go in here. So you're going to do your single crochets right along. And what that does is that just cleans it up really, really nice. Don't go in here. And I'm going to go closer. Go in here. So we're going to do a single crochet right along the bottom. Now this is your V-stitch, so we did a single crochet here. When we get to the middle of the V-stitch, we are going to do 5 half double crochets right inside the middle. Let me show you, because I want to come right out again. Right inside the middle of this V-stitch, we're going to do 5 half double crochets, and you can kind of scooch them over so they'll all fit, and they will. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now in the next spot, we're just going to do a single crochet, and we're going to do this along until we get to your next spot where you have the double V-stitch, the fancy stitch. So we're going to go right along. And don't mistake those 2 double crochets in one spot for a V-stitch. They're not. They're just 2 double crochets in one spot. So we're going to do this right along. And now we're in the middle of another V-stitch. So that's when we make our 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what that does, and I'll show you, is that creates this nice point. It creates that nice point, those 5 half double crochets. Now I didn't change colors here. This was from the Premier Stripping Yarn colors. This just happened to change into that color. That's what I like about this yarn. You don't have to change colors. You can just move right along, and it kind of almost does the work for you. It's just so pretty and easy. I like the feel of it. It's a softer cotton. So just to let you know that. So we're going to go right along and see the nice border it's making. Now again, if you want to change colors and you wanted to make that into another color, you could pick one of the colors that's in the yarn itself, like from these specks, and you could do that. And all you'd have to do was, you know, change colors and then add it. And that's all. It's just that simple. It's like anything else when you change colors. Now we're in the middle here. We're in the middle. So right here is where we make our 5 half double crochets. And you can lose, you know, you can get confused and say, oh, you just pull out and go back. And you make 5 half double crochets in the middle of that double V-stitch. Now right next to it here, you can make a single crochet. So you'll single crochet right along until you get to your next double V-stitch. And I'm going to show you again. Don't confuse that for a V-stitch. That's just, you're going to just put a single crochet there because it's not a V-stitch. It doesn't have a chain 1 in the middle. It's just 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And here we go again, right here. See it right here? See the 2 and 2 and the chain 1? That's where you're going to do your half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right here, just a single crochet. And it really does finish this off very nicely. These would even make nice, if you were having guests in for Thanksgiving, if you wanted to give them a little gift for the Thanksgiving and you wanted to just offer for any holiday and you just wanted to make them and put them at the table setting on their chairs. Okay, right here, 5 half double crochets. So they would make a nice, it's a nice, really cute gift. And then again in here, a single crochet. And this moves right along. Right in here, 5 half double crochets, then right here, your single crochet, and you're at the end, so you go right into that single crochet, now that chain one, and you just do a slip stitch, and then you're just gonna leave enough so that you can weave that in. You're gonna cut that, and you're gonna weave that in at the end. You can weave all your ends in at the end, and see how cute that is. See how cute that edge is? It's really adorable. So now, we're not done yet. Now we're going to go in the sleeve, and I will do one sleeve so you can see this done. So what you're going to do in the sleeve, you're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to look for a spot. I'm going to go right in here. I'm actually going to go in here because that's where I'm doing that because I want to be able to weave it in and not show anything. So I'm going to put that on there, attach and then I'm going to do chain one, and I'm going to weave that end right into that, and then I'm going to do a single crochet right in there. Now I'm going to do a single crochet in the next spot, and now here's my V-stitch, so I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to do half double crochets, believe it or not. So let me show you. Right in there. And you know what? I'm going to get that tail and I'm going to work it into that. So I'm going to do 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to get out of here for a minute because I don't like the way that yarn looks. I didn't like the look of the split. So 1, let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And like I said, I noticed when I used the Premier yarn that I didn't have actually had no splitting. And I noticed it more with the sugar and cream. But that's up to you. Let me know if you noticed that too. Let me know if you've seen that with the sugar and cream. So now here we go. I'm going to do a single crochet. And right in the middle of this V right here, I'm going to do 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let us know what cotton yarn you like. Let us know what your favorite cotton yarn is. And if you use it a lot, let us know what you prefer and what you find, why you like it. Because we're a crochet community here, so we like to share ideas with each other. I am not the only one that knows this stuff. If you've worked with this, feel free to let us know what you like, what you found to be easier to work with, because it does help the rest of us out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's always helpful to give ideas to each other. So again, we're going to do single crochet, and we're going to go all the way around this sleeve until we get to this end again. And again, we're going to do a single crochet in every spot. So right in the middle of the 2 V-stitches, we did a single crochet in every spot thereafter. Now here we go again. This is the middle. We're going to do our 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, right here, we've got still got another stitch. Single crochet. Now we're going to show you where we are here. Here is where we finished up. So I'm going to go in here and do a single crochet in here at the end. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this single crochet from the other side, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch. And what that's going to do is that's going to kind of close that sleeve up. And then I'll leave enough so I can weave that in. Sometimes I have a tendency not to leave enough, but so there, you're going to do that. Once you, and see how cute that is? It gave a little bit of a edge, and it looks like the bottom of the dress. And then you would do the same thing on the other side, exactly like you did here, you would do here. I just want to show you how much yarn I have left. I still have enough to finish off this sleeve, so I wanted to let you know that, to show you that you will have enough to finish this off. Once you're done, all you have to do is weave in your ends. Now, if you wanted to, you could line that inside of that with something for, say, a hot pad. If you wanted to do that, you could. Or if you wanted to do it for a pot holder, you could. Or you could just leave it like that because it is cotton. For a pot holder, I would not. For a hot pad, I probably would use it as is. Or you can just have it as decorative and give as a gift. And I want to show you the 2 of them. Aren't they just adorable? And this is the other one that I'm getting ready to finish up as well. So I hope you liked this tutorial of the vintage dress pot holder hot pad. Aren't they adorable? They're just so cute. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the vintage dress pot holder / hot pad. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I love you all. Bye-bye.